this is Kenya's dad, basically. They pulling up to the house, and he comes out, and he sees the garage window, and it's knocked out in some. And he just looking like, dang, I can't believe he would do that, and I need to talk to him. He may be capable of more. Kenya ends up going inside with her dad, frying him some pan fish, and he said it was good. So, you know, it's just like, let's get to this part with Matt. That's the motherfucking part. Did y'all think the fish looked good? It looked alright. It wasn't like, it looked weird a little bit, but to each his own, you know. To each his own. I know her dad had said something about her damn house, Thomas. It don't look like a big pile of shit no more, or something he said. I was cracking the fuck up. I was so weak. Her dad just, his mouth is motherfucking reckless, honey. He just says it how it is. I love it, and I live for it every time. Next, we have Sheree and Cairo. You know, her son is trying to be a model. And they are meeting up with Cynthia. Looks like there's some kind of tea or coffee shop. So let me listen in on what Sheree is saying so I can assess it. Oh, so Cynthia is looking at Cairo.
And she owns the baby, you see. If you haven't set a good girlfriend, the one up with the model, that's who you talk to.
So Sheree just basically explaining why she chose to talk to Cynthia. Cynthia's been a model forever. Let's get to this, because I had something specific I wanted to say. So basically, Cynthia's looking at Cairo, and I guess Sheree noticed she was looking maybe for a little too long, and she's just like, dang, girl, look at your big baby. And then here goes Sheree. Well, dang, that was a wow. No, I don't want you. You know, girl, ain't nothing going down in DM. Sheree, calm the fuck down. He's cute enough, but he ain't all like that. They just can't believe he's so tall, and, you know, he's handsome, but Cynthia didn't mean it like that. Sheree is just, it's something about Sheree where it's, I like Sheree, I fuck with Sheree, you know, but it's just like, it's always been something about her as far as she has to make a big deal out of stuff. Even the whole thing with the house, Chateau Sheree, and taking so fucking long, and it has to be decorated like this, and you know, do you, but it shouldn't take that fucking long for you to do you. And stop making, she puts 20 on 10. She makes everything this big deal, you know. So calm the fuck down. Cynthia's gonna try to help you and your motherfucking son, but, you know, just keep it at a level, honey. Bring it down some. You're getting too excited. Okay. Let's see what else they talking about. Basically, Sheree ends up asking about Peter's ass, and Cynthia's talking about divorce is almost final, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Sheree mentions that she wants Cairo in New York Fashion Week.
Y'all sound crazy. New York Fashion Week is like...
Yeah, so that's where we at. Sheree wants him in New York Fashion Week, and she's sitting up here talking about some... Oh, well, that's what I want him to do. Sheree, you are just now starting out with your son. You are his momager, whatever the fuck he's supposed to be. He's just starting out. So he's starting out. He's not going to be in New York Fashion Week just because you got a few connections. You know, it's so much that goes into that. And that's what I'm saying with Sheree. Sheree has this attitude and this persona, and she always tries to downplay it, but she has this persona of, oh, well, I'm supposed to get everything right now. You know, even with Bob, I don't know how y'all look at it, but it kind of feel like, to me, it's like this attitude of, oh, well, I'm supposed to be with somebody to have all this money, you know, and it's about the money, and it's about the prestige, it's about the status of the situation, and that will always be Sheree's downfall, because I feel like it's okay to dream, but you need to be more of a realist, and you need to come correct and be humble, and I feel like that is definitely a skill that Sheree lacks. She just doesn't have that. And Cynthia letting her know that, hey, that's you dreaming a little too big. As far as him being in New York Fashion Week, because that's like a model Super Bowl, so he ain't gonna get that so quick. He still has not taken any walking classes. His only did 2 or 3 photo shoots, so he's just getting started. Bring your ass down.
Now wait a minute, girl. I came here for some advice for my son. You can do it whatever, put your mind to. I'm not gonna teach my kids. Oh, think small. You can't do that. So no, Harper, don't think small.
And Sheree go combat what Cynthia said, telling us something, don't think small, and I'm not gonna tell my kids they can't do certain things. And that's the problem with Sheree. She's not humble. She's coming into it acting like she knows everything, not really respecting it as a craft, and because it's her son, he should just get it. I see a little bit of where she's coming from, but before you do anything, you must be humble. You have to teach your children to be humble and that you have to work for things. And Sheree, that's going to be her downfall, because Sheree thinks because she's Sheree, she should just get things, or it has to be this certain way. And if it's not like that, then no. And that's the whole thing. If you notice with the clothing line, it was like that. We was always waiting on the fucking clothing line from her to She by fucking Sheree. Andy would always ask her ass, where the fuck is She by Sheree? What's going on? And she would, oh, well, we working on it. Oh, well, now we doing it. It's like, girl, just keep it the fuck real. Keep it funky with us. Then the house, we waiting on years for the house. She always has to be so fucking extra. I know it takes time to build a house. So it's nice looking. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking Sheree. I like the house. It looks very nice. But now your kids are grown, and now they're not even going to really be at the house like that. So, you did that shit for you. Because I saw Sheree's ass on Iyanla Fix My Life, and Iyanla said, bitch, this is about you. It ain't about them kids. Well, no, I'm trying to have a house, for a legacy for my kids. And she just kept... Iyanla, she kept being combative with Iyanla. That's something else I don't like with Sheree. And Iyanla's show, though, is a deep show. You have to really get those emotions out and tell the truth. And Sheree does not live in her truth. It's always, everything has to be so much bigger than what it is. And there's nothing wrong with taking pride in yourself and how you look and how you want your house and stuff to be, but you have to live within your truth. You have to live within your means. And she's always trying to act like she's so much more than what she is. So child, I'm about to fast forward them. So that's pretty much what happened with them. They didn't get into it, but you could kind of tell there was a little bit of, Sheree was offended on certain stuff. So let's move on, child. Next, we have Kenya and her dad. They are at a cigar shop. They're waiting on Matt. I'm sick of Kenya and Matt. It's just like, girl, if he's so abusive and crazy, leave him the fuck alone, If you with somebody that as soon as you really tell them how you feel, they breaking shit, acting a motherfucking fool, why do you feel like you need to put up with that? Kenya, you too old. You too motherfucking old. What is you, in your mid-40s? Move the fuck along if you feel like he's a boy. Don't feel like you have to settle for that. Kenya is an attractive woman. I give her that. And she's articulate. I give Kenya that. And Kenya is perfect for this show. She's conniving and she plays victim. And, she got good and bad to her. But at the same time, why are you... This relationship seems contrived. It seems so much about media. It doesn't feel like a real relationship. It may have been real in the beginning. That's what I got from it. But now it's so much about, let me make it look like he's just so abusive. And Matt says, he had called Kenya fundamentally deceptive, and he called her manipulative. Kenya is those things. Let me touch on that, because that's something I really wanted to talk about. I had put on social media, I had basically put, when I was watching this yesterday and Matt was speaking on Kenya, I really got the feeling that he was coming from a place of truth. I felt like he was telling the truth on some things. Kenya does good at playing victim. She wanted to really stress out how he's knocked out the windows in her garage or wherever the fuck that was. And, he can't control his anger. He's this angry guy. But why the fuck do you want to be with him? Which is it? Is he this angry guy or you want to be with him? Like, what? It just seems like, oh, I need to really let everybody know that he's just really angry and he needs to work on certain things. I never hear Kenya saying, you know what, maybe I need to watch how I speak with him. Because I'm going to say this, Kenya has a way of speaking down to people. She has did it with all these women, Kim Fields especially. And people don't take too kindly to that. You saw Portia drag her ass across that stage. And before that happened, I never thought Portia would ever be capable of that. But because Kenya kept poking the motherfucking bear like she always do, starting her little shit, and then she runs and plays victim. We have not really seen anything with Matt. All we've really seen is Matt don't look like he has a full, it don't seem like he is dealing with a full deck. He does look kind of crazy and a little bit of awkward. We all got our faults, so I'm not going to fault him for that. But at the same time, it's like, Kenya, we don't know what you could be doing. You always want to build yourself up as the victim. Look at what somebody is doing to you, but what might you be doing to Matt? I would need to understand that whole little situation, like I said before, about him all of a sudden on his birthday going to see his sister. Strange. Who does that? If that's your birthday, you're going to want to spend it with your boo. So that whole little story, Candy called her ass out on that shit. Because Candy wasn't buying that shit. And I doubt that shit was even true. I do think that Kenya is willing to lie, to have a storyline, and to sensationalize their relationship. Matt, like I said, if he is being abusive and doing all of that, Kenya needs to leave him the fuck alone. I do not condone domestic abuse on either side, verbally, physically, nothing. It don't take all of that to be in a motherfucking relationship. So she does need to leave. But it's weird how she won't just leave. She needs her father to talk to him. It's just like, for what? Like, I'm happy to see her dad because I think he's funny as hell. But what the fuck you need to keep having people talking to him? He done text you 17 times before he even got his ass there at the cigar shop. It's like, if he texted 17 times, then, like, and he ain't here, that tells you right there that he don't really want to talk with you and your dad. So she should have let it go. But I don't know. She could be lying about how many times he texted. I don't fully trust Kenya like that because of the shady shit Kenya has did in the past. But basically, Matt is sitting up here talking to her dad. It is very strange that her dad never says, hey, don't be trying to put your hands on my daughter. You may get upset, but don't put your motherfucking hands on her. I ain't for that. I thought that was kind of strange. Let me listen to some more. And Kenya keeps trying to, I want to feel safe. You want to feel safe? Stay the fuck away from me. Duh. Like, what the fuck you the one keep calling Matt on these episodes? I get that you may love him, but if you know you can't really live with him and it's so dysfunctional, then why the fuck you keep calling him? So it's so much missing to the story. Her dad is basically feeling like, there's a part where he says that, my daughter pretty much feels that you're the one, except for, your violent temper and you get so explosive. And Matt had mentioned, I don't know, it may have been last episode, but he had said something like, Kenya be, fucking with him, starting shit, taking her little jabs. and be thinking that he's supposed to just go along with that. And then all of a sudden when he do go off, oh, now she's the victim. Now she's afraid and now she's scared. She's did that